Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two gold rums, 4% alcohol, and neither one have a website listing. So this is Calypso Gold. Rum with natural flavor. What is the natural flavor? I don't know because I can't taste anything that tastes like it's not rum. You know what I'm saying? Like it just tastes like very dry gold rum. But anyway, produced in Kentucky by the Sazerac Company. It says it right there, the Sazerac Company. Yeah, all right. Paid $5.89 for that bottle at Ralston Liquors in Houston, Texas. $5.89, cheap, huh? Wasn't expecting much. It's better than expected, so can't complain. Now here's Major Lazer from Bacardi. Bacardi Major Lazer is named after a Jamaican. I think it's Jamaican. I could have the wrong country, but a Caribbean music band, and it was introduced in 2017. It was a limited edition, so it was only out maybe a year or so. It's no longer produced. It's aged 3 to 4 years. It's a blend of rums. The youngest is 3 years old. The oldest is 4. As usual, with all Bacardi products, it has a recipe on the back. And I got this for $7.99 in Acuista Paces. They probably got a hold of a bunch of it after a discontinuation, and they were selling it for $7.99. So I said, I got to buy it. You know, it's such a cheap price. So it's more of a dark rum than a gold rum, as you can see. It's not really a gold rum. It's more of a dark rum, but it's kind of in the gold range. So we'll count it as that. Bottled in Florida. I forgot to put that down. Let me update that information. Some people like to read those the descriptions. Produced in Puerto Rico and bottled in Jacksonville, Florida by Bacardi Limited. Okay, got it. I've been getting it right every time. I only got it wrong once. And then I tied once. I just called it a tie. I didn't want to take a guess because it tasted the same. I did that before I ever took a guess. Mr. Amazing says, good morning. Good morning to you. All right. I don't really need, I have tags below, you can see, but I don't need tags because obviously I would never confuse the two. One is a deep amber, and the other one is the lightest gold, basically a straw appearance. Obviously, no color added. And they're saying they add flavoring, but I don't know what that flavoring could be. Because, like I say, I'm not detecting. Like some of these, it tastes like they added vanilla to it, but I can't pick it up on this. I'm gonna be able to guess it on aroma only. Won't have to taste it. That is so. It smells like it would be so dry, like no sweetness at all, almost none. This one has this like charcoal thing, and they have a secret blend of charcoal that they use. They don't tell you what it is. So this has got to be the Major Lazer, and it is. Haha. Well, we'll taste it now, but there was no challenge because I got it on aroma. it's just like I say, very dry. Like is it paper? Very dry. There is some sugar cane, light molasses type thing, but and some oak, very pale oak, very faint oak, I meant to say. But it's just kind of bland, you could say. It's not succulent or deep, but there is some depth to it. I can't say it's totally flat or thin. There is some depth to it. It's better than you would think. It's hard to describe Calypso. Like you're thinking 589 a bottle, that is going to be the worst. The worst, but it isn't. What is the worst rum? Well, the worst I ever tried was that Caliber spiced rum. The 750 milliliter bottle for 589. 596, sorry, 596 at Walmart. It's not even a real rum. If you read the bottle carefully, it says made distilled grain. So that would be classified as a what they call imitation rum. But I don't like the law because I don't like the way the law operates. You know what I mean? Like the law, they'll say, okay, it's not a rum, it's an imitation rum because it contains grain spirits. Why would you want to make that? I guess to make it cheap as possible. But then on the bottle, it doesn't say anywhere imitation rum. All right, so it's kind of it is deceptive, but they allow it. I don't know. But that was definitely the rock bottom worst. Now this is so good. This is one of the better one of the best rums I've had. One of the best. It has so many rich qualities. The charred oak, really the charcoal, not charred oak, charcoal or whatever. I don't know. They don't say what they're using. Is it sugar maple? Is it beech, tree, birch, charcoal? They don't say. But it's so elegant and it got so much character. So much character. How much and how big for the money? You talking about, says Malt Liquor Mike. You talking about this Major Lazer from Bacardi? It's a 750 milliliter black and gold bottle, black, gold, and white, like the New Orleans Saints uniform. Black, gold, and white. And it was $7.99 on a deep discount. They had a big sign, this month only or whatever they do. And I said, that's probably something that's been discontinued, and it is. But it doesn't matter. It wasn't discontinued because people didn't like it. It was discontinued because it was only made for a limited time anyway. It says on the bottle, limited edition. It was just a special promo thing with that Caribbean music group, Major Lazer. But whatever. I got a bottle of it. If I got a bottle, you may be able to find one too, floating around somewhere. Now, I did get mine about 2 years ago. But yeah. Kind of reminds me of Appleton Estate because the signature blend, because it has such that, it's like that sweet molasses syrup, almost like a pancake syrup type of situation. Oh yeah, this is dynamite. And Appleton Estate is going to be one of the last rums I do. But I got some more, like I got Bacardi 8-year aged Reserva Ocho coming up. I feel bad for Calypso on that one. I got Bacardi Grand Reserve, Grand Reserve Diaz, or however they say it, whatever, the 10-year aged. That's like $40 a bottle. Oh yeah, I really feel sorry for Calypso now. So obviously, there's no chance that it could win. Impossible. It can't beat the regular Bacardi Gold. It certainly can't beat the Major Lazer. It will get destroyed by the 8-year-old, and it's going to get decimated by the 10-year-old, the Diaz. Hey, well, I didn't make the rum. It's not my problem. But like I say, now you might say, but that's a mismatch. Come on. You pay a $5.89 rum and you go on and put it up against a $40, a $30, and a $40. Yeah, I mean, I know it's not fair, but you watch college football, half the games, they're not really fair. So, you know what I'm saying? But you watch them, and sometimes they have upsets. Sometimes things happen. Like you say, I can't believe this team won. They only had one win the whole year, but don't look for that to happen here. It won't. There is no chance. And then I'm gonna bring in the uh, Castillo Gold. Castillo is a budget brand from Bacardi, an old company from 1914 that they got a hold of some kind of way. They bought it, whatever. But Castle got a Castle on Castle Castillo in Spanish, Castle rum. Gold, bought it for $7.99 a liter. Can you believe that? And if you think it's bad, don't believe it. Now, there's some people out there, they'll say Castillo is better than Bacardi. Well, I don't agree with that at all. It's not better than Bacardi to me, but it is very good and it's a great deal. And I don't guess you'll find it for $7.99 a liter anymore. You still might find it for $9.99 a liter. I mean, it's crazy. Brugal is pretty good. Brugal, I don't know what that is. But there's so many rums, you can't keep up. And then we'll close it out at the very end, the end of this week coming up. As the week ends, we'll close it out with Appleton Estate. I think it's called Signature Blend. I got the old bottle, and then they came out with a new bottle right after I bought mine. I got it so cheap too. I don't know how Matherns could sell it for $9.99. It's a $20 bottle. I didn't ask. I just bought it. So you're going to see Calypso get beat Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I think I counted that right. It will never win. And then we're going to go on to tequila. And I have a very exciting tequila that is very well known. I bet you everybody in the world who ever heard of tequila has heard of this brand. But it's not what you're thinking. The most popular Dominican rum is Brugal. Okay. See? I could spend the rest of this channel life, 10, 20, 30, 40 years, just doing products from the Dominican Republic. That's how much stuff comes out of there. So you can never cover it all. You can't. It's not, unless you drank all day, and then you would die and you wouldn't cover it all. All right, so you just pick little things here and there, pick something here and there. Like Gosling, I wanted to do Gosling Black Seal. Still haven't done that. Been looking at that 5-6 years. So you pick a few things and then you do what you can cover. Yeah, so I don't need to buy rum anytime soon because I got so much backlog. I got so much, and I wanted to try the Margaritaville because I know it's popular, especially now that Jimmy Buffett is gone. It might be like a sentimental thing. But thank you, Malt Liquor Mike. But I'm not going to buy it because I got so much. Like I say, I got all this rum backlog: silver rum, gold rum, and then it's just one after the other. So yeah, I may not have to buy any rum for like 4 or 5 years. I'm not kidding. Maybe in 4 years, 3 years. No, I can't see it being 3. It can't be. It's too much. No, it'll be a while. And then same thing with bourbon. It might be 8 years for bourbon. I was going through my bourbons the other day when I was dusting, because once a year in December I dust all my cans and bottles with a soft towel, and it takes hours and hours and hours to dust these things. And then I reorganized them all according to the company. That took a long time because they were a little mixed up in the other room, and got it all organized. And then I organized all the liquor according to type and class. So I have all the bourbon together. And I was going through all these bourbon brands. I said, good grief. I've got so much of it that it's basically, you could say I'm never going to buy another one, even though I got a whole list mentally of all these bourbons that I want to buy. Famous brands, I'm not saying they're great brands like Tom Moore. You say that ain't famous. I mean, you said that's not great. It's famous because Tom Moore has been around since the 18, whatever it says in the bottle, 1870 or whatever. Because if you look up the trademark, it'll tell you United States Trademark Office, Tom Moore, first used in commerce, and it's like 1870, whatever that year is. So it's really that old of a brand. I mean, if it's been around that long, I may as well review it, right? But I can't get to it. I got too much other stuff. It's lunacy. And then I have yeah, a pretty good amount of Canadian backlog, Canadian whiskey, not tremendous, but a pretty good amount. Some brands that are known, others are obscure, to say the least. But they have a history behind them, like that Duncan Harwood Canadian whiskey. That was a company that was big, and then it went out of business, and then somebody else bought the rights to the brand when they collapsed. Like somebody went to jail, like prison, not jail, prison for embezzlement or something, tax evasion. I don't know, it's some big, long, drawn out story. But the brand is still around because they bought the rights to it, you see, because it was on the market when the thing went kaplooey and the distillery in Vancouver, Canada was shut down, but it's still there, not made in Vancouver anymore. That's like a shopping center now. But I found it. Duncan Harwood Canadian whiskey. So there's an example. And yeah, so yeah, it's going to be a long drawn out thing, y'all. Long and drawn out. Wayne Montpetit says hello, Yar. Hello to you, Wayne. All right, so Major Lazer, not produced anymore, but there might be a million bottles. There might be 1,000 bottles still floating around. A million. They probably never made a million bottles, but that's just misspeak. But anyway, Bacardi's Major Lazer. If you see it, buy it. And if you see it for $7.99, maybe you should buy 2 bottles. I probably should have bought 2. That was a mistake. And there's a little bit of a screw up there, but like I say, you can't buy everything. But yeah, it would have been a good idea to buy 2. This is a fabulous product. Okay, Calypso. Nah, it's not fabulous. Whoever thought it was, but it's certainly not bad. You know, everything doesn't have to be North Pole or South Pole. Like some people, that's how they look. Everything got to be super great or it's terrible. Did you ever notice a mid-range? Things can fall in between. Like, you know, they can be good or very good or even getting into excellent. That's true. That happens. It's true. I know it's still dark. Sorry. And Calypso is one of those mid-range. It's certainly not as bad as you would imagine for the price, $5.89 for the bottle. Is it as good as you would like it to be? No. But that's why it was $5.89. Is it a decent product? Like if you're going on a camping trip over the weekend and you didn't want to spend too much and you bought Calypso Silver and Gold, would it be fine for that? Yes, it'd be quite good for that. Now, if you're having a gourmet rum tasting at your house, obviously it wouldn't be right for that because it isn't. Now you could throw it in there as a wild card if y'all are doing blind tasting. You know, you got all these $50, $70 bottles of rum, $50 to $70, and you throw that in there kind of like nonchalant, secretly, and everything's poured already and it's blind with codes on the bottom, just to see, you know, like because some people are real like snobby and stuff about it, and you get them to just taste. Now you might find that they're saying, this stuff, this is a little strange, you know, and they might score it low. And then you say, oh, well, it's Calypso. I just put that in there as like a trick. Oh, we knew something was wrong with that. But then you might trick everybody and they might score it high. That would be the funny part. They're sitting there writing, taking notes, talking about the elaborate nuances of the light molasses. And you're like, that's the funny thing when you do that, you know. Throw in a cheap product and a beer tasting and they give it a high score. And then they don't know what to say. We need a new video on Palestine. Well, I already made my video and nothing's changed as far as my opinion. I said don't get involved. My stance is the United States should be neutral and not intervene in any way. We shouldn't be sending money to any of the countries. So that hasn't changed, you know. So I'd just be repeating myself. So people might say, "Who do you stand with?" I stand with neutrality, like always, as always. Same story. Good, good. All right. Thanks, everybody. Y'all take care now. Bye bye.